this is just in the state that we are in today. We're at a lower state of the people, right? So we don't carry ourselves the same amount of pride that our ancestors used to before slavery, all right? So this is just something to sharpen your sword you can take with you, all right? Go ahead.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 10 and verse 4. Wherefore Hanan took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards. And
so this man, giving the backstory, one of our forefathers sent to another king that wasn't our people, and pretty much was trying to make peace with him and whatnot. This king took the servants of our forefathers and pretty much disrespected them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Go ahead.
And cut off their garments in the middle.
So what he did was he shaved off half their beard and he cut off their pants, their clothes, to wear what?
Even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
So he cut them off to where their whole butt behind was showing. All right, disrespected them. Go ahead.
When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them because the men were greatly ashamed.
So it was a shameful thing to walk around having your butt shown.
That's right.
It was a shameful thing. That's how our ancestors used to walk around the earth. With that mindset, it's a shameful thing to have your butt showing. So today, a lot of our young men, we sag our pants.
Right.
But before, that was a shameful thing, because even in the prisons where it comes from, it comes from homosexuality.
Right.
In order to allow someone to know that you are homosexual, they will sag so that you will be. It's like a flag to the other homosexuals. Oh, okay, he a homosexual, so I'm gonna go up at him next. But that's where it comes from. But now we take it as we take pride in that thing.
Right,
you look like a square if you got your pants on your waist. How you supposed to wear them?
Right.
But it wasn't always like that. It came from the homosexuals in prison.
That's right.
But in the Bible, it was a shameful thing to show your butt. But now we take pride in it. So that's how we've been destroyed. Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy 28, 48. We have been destroyed as a people. You know what I mean? We take pride in the things that our ancestors were ashamed to do. You know what I mean? So wear your pants on where they're supposed to be. Ain't nobody saying be like, oh, Huckleberry. You know what I'm saying? But like have a nice. I have me a nice little loose fitting. You know what I mean? But exactly, however you like to wear them, just keep them on your waist. First thing when somebody run up on you, what you gonna do? You gonna pull them things up and get down. All right, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
So now we gotta serve our enemies, the so-called white man, for food. Go ahead.
And in thirst.
For water. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
The clothes we got on our back. These different designers, we got to go to them for these things. We don't produce these things ourselves. And if let's say you got like Sean John or you got Fubu, we don't have the raw textile materials to put them together ourselves. We still got to go to the white man to do that.
Right.
All right, our enemy, because we didn't serve God. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
So anything we want in this life, we have to go to our enemies because we disobeyed God's laws. All right, go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So the same enemy, the so-called white man, where's that sign at? Right here? Where's that sign? Right here, I got it. So the same enemy put yokes of iron upon thy neck. I got it, sir. You on security.
Until he have destroyed thee.
So he put these chains on our neck until he have destroyed us. Meaning he was going to take these things off when he knew we was destroyed as a people. When he knew that we wasn't going to fight back no more. When he knew that we didn't know who we were. We didn't know that we Israelites. We call each other niggas. We shoot each other's down. You know what I'm saying? We have been destroyed because we're not walking around with chains on our neck, are we? Are we walking around with chains on our neck? No. Brother, what was your name again? Wayne.
My bad.
Tyrone. Okay. So do we got chains on our neck today? No. Physical chains. Do we? Because our ancestors had this on their neck back then, physically. Do we have that on our neck today? We got brothers walking around barefooted. That's not a good thing, bro. That's a curse. that our people we're walking around barefooted, talking to ourselves, destroyed as a people, mentally and physically destroyed.
Bring
Go
it
ahead.
out.
Until he hath destroyed thee.
That's a destroyed state that we can see our people in the middle of the street with no shoes on. That's destroyed. That's a curse, actually. Get verse 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 28.
Bring it out.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
That's madness.
That's right.
You see some of our people be so high and so drunk, they talking to themselves sitting on the corner. That's a curse that God placed on us for disobeying His commandments. Madness. Madness. That's our fault because we broke the commandments. Verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So all these different curses, being smitten with madness, talking to yourself. You can go to every city where you see so-called Negroes, and you're going to see somebody talking to them damn self out in the open.
Right.
Drunk as hell, out. Bums on the street. Smitten with madness in every city. But it happened to us, and it's going to continue to happen to us because we're not keeping the commandments.
That's
Go ahead.
right.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we're not keeping the commandments. God say be sober. We run around smoking weed.
Bring it out.
When you smoke weed, are you sober? Not at all. But God says be sober. So because we're not keeping the commandments is the reason why you see a brother walking barefooted in the street. Why you see a sister over there smitten, meaning she lost her damn mind.
Right.
She's talking to herself. She want to fight you. Don't even know you from nothing, but she seen you and she talking to herself and she want to fight you.
Teach
Our people is crazy. Go ahead.
Until thou be because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
To keep, that's at the end of the day, the reason why we going through the tribulations that we're going through is because we're not keeping the commandments of God. Go ahead.
And his statutes which he commanded thee.
Give me 1 Peter 5 and 8. Let's get that. You smoke weed? I'm sure y'all probably been rolling up, about to roll up, right? I done been there and done that. But the reason why I stopped is because I'm tired of going through this oppression. I'm tired of seeing my people walking around the streets barefooted. Go ahead.
Book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Be sober, be vigilant.
What did God say?
Be sober.
Be sober. Be sober. Why did we go into slavery? Right. Go ahead. Read that.
Be sober, be vigilant.
So, with having some understanding, because they say if you knew better, you'd do better, right? So with God saying, be sober, are you going to continue to smoke weed? Right. And we're going to continue to be at the bottom of society. 1 Corinthians 3 and 16.
That's right.
It's our fault. A lot of our people like to blame the white man, but it's our fault. Because we continue to break God's commandments, therefore the community, our neighborhoods, stay at the bottom.
Let them know.
You see, we live with the rats and roaches.
Right.
You see weeds, you see dirty diapers everywhere. You see empty beer bottles. You go to the nice neighborhoods where white people live, you don't see that.
Teach.
Go ahead.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Know you not that ye are the temple of God? God's spirit is supposed to dwell in you. Your body is not really your body. You're renting that. That's God's body. Go ahead.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
God's spirit is supposed to dwell in you. Go ahead.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
We defile God's temple. We defile our temple when you smoke weed. We defile our temple when we smoke any damn thing. When you having sex with a woman that's not your wife, you defiling your temple. When you eat any unclean thing that God tell you not to eat, like pork, you defiling your temple. God is going to what?
Him shall God destroy.
God will destroy you. eventually, whether it be now or later, you will be destroyed if you continue to defile your temple by smoking weed, eating pork. Did you know we're not supposed to eat pork? Right. And that's an easy commandment. It's an easy commandment. Because if you look in our communities, a lot of our...
I don't eat pork.
No bacon? Okay, all praises.
I just eat no red meat. I just eat chicken and turkey.
Okay, all praises, all praises. So, but I'm sure your folks do, right? You know what I mean? So that's something you can show them. Hey, man, don't eat that nasty swine. That's filthy, man. You're going to die by that. And you got a law to prove it. Leviticus 11:7. Look at our communities. We got a lot of people with a lot of bad health. Diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, heart attacks, things like that, right? Gout. People can't even walk because they got gout. Because they so big, because they've been eating filthy diets. So if we care about ourselves, we care about our people, we will start to implement God's laws into our lives so we can better prosper as a people. Because right now we don't prosper. It's no glory in riding around the hood all day, slapping, smoking weed. It's no glory in that, bro. It ain't no glory. You know what I'm saying? What are we teaching the youth? What are we teaching the young children? Hey, bro, this is what you got to look at all day. You know what I'm saying? We slapping, riding around, and got this it right here. Nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta see. We God's chosen people. We gotta start holding ourselves more accountable. You know what I'm saying? A higher standard. What I got you holding? Who? Okay, go ahead. Give me just give me 40 the last two verses. Just give me the last two. You eat crab, shrimp, or lobster? No? Okay, all praises. Give me the last two verses.
I might eat some shrimp though, but not. I don't.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 46.
Bring it out.
This is the law of the beasts, and of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
So God gave us a dietary law.
Right.
But we don't know that. We think we can eat anything because the white man said we can eat it.
Right.
If he's selling it, we can eat it. I'ma buy it. But no, God says there's certain foods you can eat and there's certain foods you cannot eat. Matter of fact, it's not even food. There's certain animals you can eat and there's certain animals you can't eat. We have a dietary law. Pork is not on that list of one of them animals you can eat. That's
Right.
not for us to eat.
That's
He
right.
did not create the pig to be eaten. God did not. Give me verse 9. Verse 9.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
The answer's in the Bible. Every question we could possibly have in this life, in this walk, is in the Bible. The answers are in the Bible. What are we supposed to eat then? And what kind of seafood we supposed to eat? Go ahead.
Whatsoever hath fins and scales.
Anything in the water that got fins and scales. You gotta have both. Go ahead.
In the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
That's what we're able to eat. Does shrimp got fins or scales? I don't think you would. That's like a shell, ain't it? They have a shell, no scales. Right, crustaceans. So it's not fish, it's a crustacean. What about a crab? No fins or scales. What about catfish? It got fins but no scales. It got smooth like a shark. So some people like to eat turtle soup. We can't eat no turtle soup. It ain't got fins or scales. It don't like tuna fish. It's all good. It got fins and scales. Bass, snapper, they got fins and scales. Trout, fins and scales. Cod fish got fins and scales. You know what I mean? Sturgeons, they don't have no scales, so you can't eat them. So it's fish that we can eat and it's fish that we cannot eat. And the answers is in the Bible, but they don't tell these things because they want us to continue in sin. All right. So once we start to apply these in our lives individually, we can go and teach our brothers and sisters, hey, don't eat that pork. Don't eat that crab, shrimp, and lobster. All right, because it's not meant for us to eat.
Used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.